What's up, guys? Welcome back to another day trading video, and today we're gonna do the weekly recap of my trade over the week. Now I'm gonna get overall. I say I did about an 8, a 9 out of 10, low key, an 8, 9 out of 10. You know, I'll let you guys decide if whatever you want. But as you can see here, yeah, overall I'm up 500. I low key I should be up 600, and I'll explain why real soon. I should be up 600, but some BS happened. Some BS. Okay, but yeah, we're up 600. Could have been up 700, but we lost 230. Now, $130. Now you can see my only loss for this week, was on Monday, where I lost 100. I think it was only in one micro. I think it was only in one micro. Yeah, but I only should have lost. But my dumb bro. Okay, so the thing is, I got a new account today, right? And I tried to copy trade, right? And I was doing the things where I can put it on copy trade, and I was testing it out. Let me take one micro. I was on minis, and I accidentally took 3 minis, and it went down drastically. And I'm like, what the heck? Why am I losing so much money? Oh my gosh, it's on minis. Let me sell quickly. It was for 130. I wasn't gonna hold out. Like, I was just panicking too much. I'm like, I'm not holding that. Now I did recover the loss from my other account, but not my main account. This is like kind of like my main account, because this is like the account with my other account with the one I just got. So this is like my main account. So I got a loss of 130. Kind of like, it's really annoying, because that actually pissed me off, low key. That genuinely pissed me off. But as you can see, I have a 72% win rate with a 9% win rate on break evens and an 18% losing rate, I guess. Without the break evens, that's about an 80% win rate over the week. So I think yesterday was like a 75 or an 80, I think. So that's good. I wanna keep it above a 70. So even though with the break evens, without the break evens, it's a 72. I like it anyway. So yeah, that's my win rate for, you know. That's my win rate for the week. Let's go over onto the trades. All right, let's go over this losing. What the heck? Okay, let's go over this losing trade. Sadly, now this low key wasn't even supposed to be a losing trade. Low key wasn't even supposed to be a losing trade, and I'll explain why. All right, but let's go over the trade real quick. It was I traded what I did. Let's go over everything I did, bad and good, the list. I traded in Chop. This is straight barcode. If you were to scan this, you would get a QR code. Like, this is literally a barcode, bro. And I still decided to trade it. But the thing is, I would have been genuinely right on this trade. Not really, because I would have hit break even, but I would have been fine with hitting break even instead of taking a loss, which is some BS. And yeah, as you can see, yeah, I would have definitely taken the loss. Darn, this pained me. I'll go over why I lost the trade. We had no liquidity, so I was taking a long off of like no liquidity. If it hit this point, it would have been a valid long, because like, oh, we cut some liquidity. Let's go off of that. I used this as liquidity, but that's not even like, no, that was very, very stupid. Like, it should have been either this or this. And it just pains me that I did that. That was very stupid. As you can see here, it did respect this fair value gap. I'm not gonna lie, so I'm gonna add that. Respect a fair value gap. It did respect the fair value gap. I low-key, this wasn't a bad trade, honestly. This wasn't a bad trade, even a losing trade, and I'm fine with it, but still not a bad trade. I'm grateful I took it only on one micro. Let's see. It did an inverse right here. Where did it? Whoa. It did no inverse. There was no inverse. Wow. There was no inverse on this trade? Okay. Yeah, so it did no inverse. I just saw a broker structure. I think that's why I only took one micro. Plus, it was Monday. I don't know if I'm going to trade this next Monday. But, yeah, it did no inverse. Okay, so that's like, that low-key drops it from like a 6. I'm going to say a 6.5. 6.5 out of 5 at this point, because I hate that there was no inverse and no but I have taken trades, many trades before adding on the inverse. I check with only breaker structure and banked, which is fine. So this having no inverse is kind of fine, but I would really want it to have an inverse, but it doesn't have an inverse. I'm gonna. This is like a 6.5. I don't know whether to give it a 6.5 or a 7. I'll just give it a 6.5 or a 7 right there. You see that? But yeah, okay. So it broke structure from red to green, went up high, missed equilibrium, tapped in, wicked, and then it just boomed up, and that costed me literally like 20 points. 17 points, bro. 17 points. If I'm ever missing points again, I think, oh, I don't even know. I think I'll just like, this is why I say 10 points or out. Oh, that pains me. That pains me. 10 points, and I let it just go up to like 17 points. Okay. But if I had that if I hadn't let it miss 10 points and put right there, you can see right there, 10 points, would never hit stop loss. Would never hit stop loss, and eventually it would have hit broke even. Ugh, darn. That is annoying. Okay, whatever. We had a breaker structure. Yeah, equilibrium. Look, I so badly wanted to get in here because I saw that it missed it by a wick, by a little bit, and I saw it going up and up and up, and I was like, ah, oh, nah, let me be patient. So, this trade, I'm gonna change it to a 7. It's automatic. It's a 7. It's a 7 chat. 7. Break even was low key horrendous. I never put a break even like this. So my break even was at this high, and this should have been a point where I was looking for shorts. Like if it hits this high, then they're looking for shorts. I put my break even as like a safe place. If it goes above it, then yeah. Like this is not bad because if it goes down, I already hit broke even. But I would want it to like break even and then go continue up. But this was like guaranteed. If it hits it, it's guaranteed to go down. Like come on, guys. It was that obvious. Just wow. So kind of a bad break even. I'm gonna be honest. I did let the trade run. I was like, you know, if I hit stop loss, I hit stop loss, and I'm like, the old me would have been really mad. And but you know, it is what it is. Now this trade is some BS because it was going like this. You can see it was like chopping around, and I was ready to exit. Just went down, took me out. I didn't even realize it. That's bruh. We do have an SMT, which is not bad. It did go into my direction on point of control. You can see from here to when I took the trade. Boom, went up above point of control, so that was good. And yeah, let's see. Yeah, that was a trade. Not a bad trade, honestly, but could have been better. Yeah, but like it is what it is. Like this is why I don't give away more than 10 points. This is why, chat. This is why. But let's go over to the next trade. Alright, this trade was a 7.5 out of 10 because we was shorting at like all-time highs. This was literally all-time highs. So you can see here, this is literally all-time highs. But it wasn't a bad short, and I took the short, and I was being very patient on this short. But it was low-key a crazy short. Alright, let's go over it. There was no liquidity because we're at all-time highs, so we like there's nothing to be given off of. We had two inverses, one right here and here. I wanted this one to get inverse, yeah, but I really wanted this one to get inverse, and I'm so glad it did. Inverse did a breaker structure right here, boom, broke a structure. So did two inverses and a breaker structure within the same candle. So I was like, okay, this is looking strong. I was very patient. You can see it tapped equilibrium and wicked out of here, but because I was being very patient, I didn't enter in a trade. I wasn't like, you can see it gave a what 10 points too, 10 points. So I should have entered like right there. Oh, and I would have got stopped out right there. But this is why I wait for candle closure. I should have entered in a trade right here because this is candle closure outside the equilibrium. But still, it's whatever. I would have got hit with break even, but anyways. But it's still. You can see I was very patient. Break a structure, equilibrium, and break even. A better break even would have been at this low right here. As you can see, it did hit it, but I wanted to be safe because we are an all-time high. So I was like, you know what, let me be safe. I put break even at the middle of this 5 minute fair value, which I do think is good. But one crucial mistake I did off of this trade, which is a 7.5, it should have been like an 8 or a 9. One crucial mistake I did off of this trade was I tried to go back in when it hit break even. So on this candle right here, it hit broke even, and it doesn't show it right here, but it did on the micros. I decided to stupidly get back into the trade because I was so angry. I let my emotions take over. I was angry, and I didn't. I don't. I didn't. You don't even realize that your emotions take over when they take over. But my emotions took over. I decided, let me go back into the trade because I know for a fact it's gonna go down. Watch it wick down. That's just my emotions talking. That was my emotions talking, and then it decided to boom back up, and I accidentally got in with 6 micros, so it was up and up and up, and I was panicking. I was like, oh my gosh, you can see the video, guys. I was panicking. Then it went all the way down. I had my break even right below take profit. Like, you can see the trade. I quickly exited out the trade, and yeah, that was just, ooh, I was so darn lucky with that. All right, you can see, but let's go back to the trade. You can see from opening to when I opened the trade, it did break direction to my point of control. So you can see it broke point of control, bounced off a point of control, and went down. So this is a good point of control. And this trade was a good one, but I very stupidly decided to do that. Now, thankfully, I didn't lose, but I'm not, just because I didn't lose any money doesn't mean I'm not gonna learn from that. I'm gonna learn from that and never do that again. But yeah, this trade was on 7.5 out of 10. Let's go over to the next trade of the day. All right, here we are. Here we are on Wednesday. So let's go over it real quick. So we have no liquidity. Actually, yes, we do have liquidity. Let's go. Liquidity. Okay. So we did hit liquidity right here off of this 15-minute. We had two SMTs actually. SMT right here and SMT right there. This was a high and a higher high on ES, and this, but on NQ this is a high and a low. You can see here. Let's see. Broke, formed a candle outside, and I only gave away. This is weird. Why is it like that? I may have to reset it. Only gave away about 8 points. It's fine. I'm pretty sure there's like another red candle is doing this for some reason. I don't really know. But yeah, and we had two inverse fair value gaps, this one and this one, and a breakout structure as well. Wow, this looks very familiar to the last trade. It did exit out equilibrium, but I was very patient, and boom, break even when that was at this low, which I thought was a really good break even. Why is saying but oh, it could have been a break even at the low of this 1 minute. Wow, this is very similar to yesterday's trade, but I feel like the breaking right here was good. I like to put it at the candle lows, not typically at fair value gaps. It just makes me feel more secure, to be honest, when it's at candle lows. But still, we had two SMTs, my direction on point of control. Let's check right here. It's so weird. Why is missing candles? I hate that. You can see point of control broke and it just kept slamming down, and boom, that's when I took the trade because I exit out equilibrium. Hey, broke even, and broke even. It saved me from a full stop loss, thankfully. This trade was 8.5 out of 10. I don't regret these trades. Any trades I took this week, I do not regret, except the yesterday's trade where I decided to go back in to break even. So this trade was a normal trade. It was a good trade. We weren't all-time highs. I think there was strong draws in liquidity to the downside. Yeah, you can see there was strong draws in liquidity to the downside. We had equal low. Yeah, there we go. See, equal lows, and we didn't tap it. So I really thought we'd want to go down, touch these highs, and then go down. We even touched this high right here, and then go down, but we didn't, which is so weird. A better one to be hit would have been this high, kind of like a relative equal highs, but we didn't tap it, so I was a bit hesitant, but still I took the trade. Resulted in break even, and this is why I have break even, because they saved me. Thankfully they did. Look at that. And yeah, and it did continue to go up. So shorting at moments like this, where we definitely want to go up even higher. You can see we went up even higher. It's kind of like, but what can you really do? That's my strategy. I'm just gonna follow my strategy. Let's go over to tomorrow's trade, which is the last trade and my best trade and my winning trade. All right, let's break it down. So let's go over it. We had low. You can see we had all these low resistance liquidity, low draws, low resistance liquidities got taken. Boom, boom, and boom. But I would have liked if this got taken. Now, granted, this is an SMT because it didn't get taken. You can see right here, this is SMT too because we did take it on ES. I think so. I think we took out this on ES as well, but it's fine. Now we didn't take out this low, but we did form an SMT. You can see we had an inverse fair value gap right here, and a break of structure within the same candle. So that was good. I didn't even realize that till after I was going in. This trade was a bit risky, but this, looking back at it now, it was a good trade. It was still a good trade. We had equilibrium, boom, went out exactly candle formed, and it went exactly right there. Break even was at a good spot. Look at this break even, no better break even, to be honest. Let's see. And this was a long, so we were long into all-time highs. Not really all-time highs. Towards, yeah, we was longer towards all-time highs. You can see the highest right here, and our full TP was right here, which was beautiful. Yeah, right there. We did respect, and we were respecting a fair value gap right here. You can see respected this fair value gap, which is good. So low key, this trade, I'm gonna give it a 9. It was really good. I let the trade run. I hit break even, and I let it run to full TP. As you can see, it kind of edged me on the last candle, but right there, it hit full TP, which was beautiful. Let's see. It had an SMT. Now the thing was, the only thing about this trade, it wasn't going into my direction. Two things is, like, I wish we did catch these lows, but we didn't. I really wish we had, because that would have made me more secure. Granted, I still took the trade with 5 micros, so that's why I'm giving it 9 out of 10. It was risky, but every trade is risky, to be honest. But still, if you go to directions, you can see that it did not break directions towards where I wanted it to go yet. So you can see we entered in point of control of right here, but it did break point of control, which is good. But I would have wanted it break point of control like right here. So we broke it, tested point of control, went back up, or right here would have been fine. I really don't care. Still the trade was good. I said the trade was risky, but luckily it did play out. We had to be patient a little. I was very, very patient towards this trade, and yeah, like I said, I let the trade run, and it was a full TP trade. And yeah, and now if you want to go over today's trade, today's Friday, by the way. Yeah, today's Friday. There was no trade, but I accidentally entered. Like I said, I accidentally entered a trade. But yeah, that's it for today's video, guys. Giving myself an 8 out of 10. I followed all my rules. I didn't break any of my rules, except that was a broken rule. I did break my rule right there, but I got lucky and learned and didn't lose my account. I could have lost my account. I really could have lost my account. But I'm still gonna call this week about an 8 or a 9 out of 10. I loved it. Yeah, I liked it. Today was kind of some BS because I accidentally lost 130 and I was 100 away from a payout. So now I'm 200 away from a payout, which I target 500 every day. So I'm just gonna target 2 points probably on Monday or Tuesday, and try to win try my best to win. Now I did notice that I never win on Mondays, which is kind of some BS. But it is what it is. We'll come back on Monday following my rules. If I lose, I lose. I'll come back on Tuesday with 5 markers, try to get everything back, by following my strategy. But that's it for today's video, guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.